everyone is, oh, you know what? Yes, my microphone is on. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to turn on my microphone. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I am so glad you're here with me, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I'm glad you're here. My name is Carissa WIley from sprinkledwithglitter.com, and today we're going to craft, chat, create a card together with a little love theme. I am using products from Pretty Pink Posh, and we're going to have just such a good time. I just know it. I just know it. I can feel it in my bones. It's a good way to spend a Monday, right? I mean, if you can make Monday a little bit better, I would say that crafting would be a part of that. So if you have not already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel here. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell too to turn on all of your notifications for this channel. That'll make sure that you get notified anytime I go live, anytime I post a video or I have posts here. It just kind of helps keep you up to date. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I will have that linked in the YouTube description below. I share projects there and reels, but I also share a lot of my personal life in the Instagram stories. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better and chat with me a little more, for some of you that I see on Instagram quite a bit, you know that I'm chatty on Instagram as much as I possibly can. And I love connecting with all of you guys. I do have links to the products used in this project in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Finally, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. And if you're watching on the replay, if you're watching live, I love it when you chat. I love it when you answer each other's questions. But if you're watching on the replay and you can't take part in that chat, then I love it when you leave me a comment. So just let me know. You can kind of vote along because I'm going to put up a poll. Let's get down to the desktop and get kind of looking at what we have. I have a little bit of older product from Pretty Pink Posh. I also have some new product from Pretty Pink Posh, and I thought we would kind of do a little mix and match. My friend Megan's here. Hey Megan, so glad to see you out there watching. I know this is not the best time for you, but are your guys' kids all back to school? My husband's back to school. And so it's kind of weird because I have the house to myself for the first time in like 3 weeks. Even the dogs are gone to school right now. So I'm home alone. I did run some errands today. So I have been out of the house. That's a good thing. You know, when you work from home, you can just be like in the house forever. And it doesn't, like for me, it doesn't bother me. I don't get stir crazy. I can stay here all the time. But it is good to get out and see the people every once in a while. Besides going to church, because I do that. So I'm going to start a poll here. And while that poll is going, you should see it if you're watching live in that live chat portion where you can vote. And I thought I have two ideas for a background. I can either use this XOXO pierced plate die, which is an older product from Pretty Pink Posh, or I thought we could stamp a background using this XOXO, which is from the Decorative Hearts stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh. It's an older product, and I thought we would mix and match with some of the newer stuff. Now, I do have a pre-recorded video featuring this heart card base that will be coming on Thursday, so be sure you're tuned in here. I have videos, a lot of videos coming this week. But I thought we could possibly use this center heart portion of it for a shaker card if we wanted to do that. I also have an idea for using the one of the sentiments from the box of chocolates die set. Now, when you think of this as a box of chocolates, you're limiting yourself because there are so many other elements in here that you can use in different ways. So be sure that you're not just thinking about this as a box of chocolates, because there's an adorable bow, some great sentiments, as well as a couple of really useful rectangles in this set. These are all part of the newer January 2026 release from Pretty Pink Posh. I have the banner greetings too. We all love a good banner, and it coordinates with the Valentine banner greetings as well as some of the other banner greeting sets from Pretty Pink Posh if you have them in your stash. So you have a couple of scalloped options and then the banner bases there. And then finally, the Love You shadow. Can't go wrong with hearts or a shaker card. I feel that. Elle says, I just voted stamped love. I thank you all. If you've voted already, well, I just chatted in there. Oh, we have a lot. We have a lot of die cut. I really thought you all would choose stamped because I thought I would show you how to stamp a background, but we can totally do a die cut background, and maybe we'll just show you both and then we can decide again. So you guys are voting die cut 62% and stamped 38%. So let's get started. Let's do a little of both and then we can maybe decide. So I'm going to start with some white cardstock for my stamped version. I'm going to trim this down to, let's do, one of my favorite sizes is 3 3/4 by 5. So let's just do that. It gives you a nice mat on an A2 size card. So 3 3/4 by 5. And this would be for my stamped version. And then for my die cut version, I think if I did a die cut version, let's see, what color would I do it on? I might do it on watermelon. Now the colors I have pulled out today, I didn't show you those yet. I have Tidepool, watermelon, nectar, which I think would be a fun Valentine palette. I have some white, of course, maybe a touch of black. I'm not real sure. Maybe a touch of craft. We'll kind of see as we go along, but these are going to be my main colors here. So I think if I did a stamped background or a die cut background, I would probably do it out of watermelon. So let's cut that down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And let's create 2 different backgrounds and then we can totally go from there. So for the die cut background, what I would do is I would use this XOXO pierced plate. This is like a previous release from Pretty Pink Posh, and it's so adorable. I was kind of looking through my stash of old and new, and I thought, how could we kind of combine some of these products, like stuff you might have on hand with stuff that's newer? It's kind of a nice way to breathe new life into older products that you may have in your stash, to use them with newer products, but it also may make you feel like, okay, well, I don't need everything new. Maybe I could just get away with doing, you know, 1 or 2 new products and using it with something I already have. So let's have a look at this here. So this is the XOXO pierced plate cover die. And isn't that cute? I love that pattern so much. Love that. Okay, and then let me show you what I would do. Look at what a mess it created on my magnet. You can't see it, but left all those little pieces behind. Now, I like to take, rather than ruining my nails, which I just got done today, I would take my die and just kind of scrape off the excess off of my magnetic plate or my magnetic pad and then put that aside. Now, you don't want to leave stuff on your die cutting plates all the time, and the reason is that you can definitely put indentions in your cardstock by leaving things on your plates. So it's important that you clean up your plates when you're done. Okay, so for background number 2, then what I would do is, I love this XOXO. I might have done this on a card last year. I love to create like an angled stamped background, and I have a really easy way to do this because it can be intimidating trying to stamp something at the same angle over and over again. So when I'm doing something that I want to stamp over and over again, and it is like I want to do it at an angle, what I do is I grab a grid block. Now, the grid part is important because it helps me line it up every single time. And I place my stamp kind of at the angle that I want it on my card base or my card front. And then what I do is I pick the stamp up. But when I pick the stamp up, I'm going to take one of these grid lines on my grid block and make sure that it is parallel or on the same line as the edge of my cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look down through this and I'm going to look at this line that's on the right side of my block over here, and I'm going to line it up with the edge. That means that every time I line up this stamp. To stamp it, I don't have to tilt my block. It will already be on the exact angle that I want it. Instead, I just have to make sure that that line on the side of my block is parallel or in the same line as my card front every single time. So it really makes it easy and a little less intimidating. And what I think I'll do is use some black ink. This, I may regret it. If you were here Friday, we had an inky mess with all that red ink. But what I think I'm gonna do is use some Obsidian black pigment ink. And sometimes it's a good idea to just grab a scrap piece of cardstock or paper and just kind of stamp it. Just to kind of, I like to okay, am I good with you, stamp? Are we good? Are we good? Are we friends? You know, I like to make sure that everything's all good before I stamp it on my project. So then I'm going to take this over to my card front and I'm going to stamp my first image. Okay. So just like that. Looks adorable. And then I'm going to take it and ink it up again. And I am going to shift it up and to the right, but I'm not going to try to rotate my block at all. I'm going to just make sure that one of the lines on my grid block is in the same parallel line as my card front. So I'm just going to look through this, look at my lines, and then stamp that down. Okay, going to do it again. This time I'm shifting to the left, but the rule is just keep those lines parallel to the side of the card. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to nestle this in. I think it looks good right about there, making sure that a line is parallel with the side. And then we're just going to build our pattern from there, okay? So then I'm going to shift this down and to the right, making sure one of those lines is straight or parallel with the side of my card front, not rotating anything. I don't have to, oh shoot, hold on. I'm gonna look down through that and see if I can get it back in place. Okay, it's good enough. Kind of messed that one up. And then I'm going to do this again. Let's see, right about there, making sure we're parallel, stamping. And this is going to help me build a nice even pattern on my card front. Just like that. This is so much. Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm so glad. I honestly thought you guys were going to pick this, and maybe we don't even use this, but maybe we just use it as a teaching opportunity today. If we decide we want to go back to the die cut, we totally can, because you guys already voted and we will do. But I had my mind set on like this black and white pattern in the background. Let me get the ink off of the block because we're trying not to be a mess like we were the other day. Okay, I'm going to move my magnet. I'm just going to keep this on my grid block or on my grid mat kind of lined up. And then just inking and stamping. Every time we are making sure that we are even parallel on that grid block with our card front. Okay, so I'm not, the only thing I'm doing is moving up and down, side to side. I am in no way rotating this block because I already have my angle figured out. Does that make sense? I remember when you taught this in the SCT holiday class. This is genius. Yeah, I did teach this, and it's a great way to use a sentiment stamp as a background stamp. So a sentiment stamp can be a background stamp if you just stamp it in a pattern. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. And this is where you get where you're like wanting to turn it because you're at the top of your cardstock. Don't turn your block. Just stamp with those lines parallel to the card front, okay? So parallel lines. we're having a little geometry lesson today, right? Okay, now I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at places where I feel like I need to fill in the pattern a little bit more. So right here, there felt like there was kind of an empty spot. And then I'm going to do one more right up here with just like the barely edge of it on there. Again, making sure that the lines on my block are parallel with the edge of my cardstock. And that's how easy it is to stamp a background. Question, how do you keep the ink pad from marking up the rest of the block, i.e. not stamp where you want the ink? I know to try to lay it evenly on the pad, but maybe you have some tips. I think Barbara, probably the most, the culprit of that, if you're getting ink all over your block, is you're either rocking or it's possible that you are using too much force when you ink your ink pad. You shouldn't need a ton of force when you ink. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening with my camera right now. You should not need a ton of force when you're inking a stamp. Your ink pad should just kind of give out the ink. So if you're having to like really squish your stamp onto your ink pad, it's possible that your ink pad needs to be re-inked, but try using a little less pressure as you ink up and see if that helps you with that. Okay, so again, now we have two options. I'm cleaning up my work surface because we all saw what happened on Friday, or maybe you didn't see what happened on Friday, but you can go back and watch that. Okay, so we have two backgrounds now. We have the black and white X's and O's that are stamped, and then we have our die cut X's and O's. And I'm gonna go back and open the poll up again and see how you are all feeling after we did that. So let me just grab my keyboard here. I know you guys are all gonna ask. I don't know if I linked this or not, but I will after. Which background? Let's see if it changed, if you all changed your mind. Stamped or die cut? And we will start that poll. We'll give it just a minute and kind of figure out where we want to go from here. So I think while you are all figuring that out, let's do this and check my fingers. Thank you. I don't think I have any on my fingers. I think I did pretty good today. I got this very nude color on my nails, which is nice, but I think I'm going to be bored with it here in about a day. So I'm thinking I made bad decisions at the nail salon today. I actually usually take my own color to have my nails done. I have her use my color, and I took it in today, and then I saw some stuff like hanging from her little light, and I was like, oh, those are really pretty. I like something kind of pink. I was like, those are kind of pretty. Maybe I'll try one of those. And then I did, and then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to cut a couple of banners while you all are voting on the background. I'm going to die cut them from some Tidepool cardstock. Hoping I'm on the winning side this time. Go Stamp, says Elle. That's so funny. You guys love the color on my nails. Well, thank you. Like I said, I love it now, but I'm thinking it could be maybe a little boring in the next couple of days. I'm thinking like in a day or two, I'm going to be like, OMG, this is so boring. Okay, so I am going to die cut this from, let's do gold. Let's do gold. I like to do the neutral like that sometimes because it looks like a light French tip. I like to do the neutral like that sometimes. Yes, I like to stay. No, I don't want to use gold. I brought out glitter cardstock because I thought that would be fun. Glitter, diamond glitter cardstock. Let's do that. I do like to stay in the pink families. I generally like something neutral-ish, but maybe not quite as neutral as what we have on my nails today. So we'll see. We'll see if I get bored, or maybe I'll fall in love with it over the next few days because it won't show any kind of outgrowth, and then I'll be happy with it for longer. We'll see. I'm going to quest to find a long-lasting nail polish, like 10-ish days, but no gel UV light nail polish. You know, I can't tell you much about regular polish because my own natural nails are so thin that even if I wear like a gel polish, like they break, they rip, they tear. So I wear dip powder. However, I know a lot of people like the, what's it called? Is it Olive and June nail polishes? I'm not an expert on it. I'm not, but I know a lot of people. How about we do one of each, one stamped and one die cut background? I don't know that I have time today. I actually have appointments this afternoon. I have some online appointments, so I'm not sure I will have time for both, but let's see where we're at after I die cut the Love You from some diamond glitter. You cannot go wrong with diamond glitter cardstock. Am I right or am I right? All right, so let's do this. I got the Love You die cut. And let's see where you guys are at on this poll. You guys are still at die cut. All right. Well, that was a good learning opportunity, and maybe later I can put something dazzle dry. That's what it's called. Dazzle dry. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Okay. I'm going to save this because it's too cute. I mean, how cute is that? So cute. Okay. We're going to save that. And we're going to figure out what we're going to do. I thought about using something like this instead of using it with the stamp sentiments, which I do in Thursday's video. I just recorded the voiceover today. I thought maybe we could just put this Love You on the banners like this. And then maybe we take, let's do this, which is the heart card base. You guys, this makes the cutest card. It makes a heart card. So you just die cut this. It fits on a half sheet of cardstock. It makes your score lines, and this folds over to make a card that opens. You'll see 2 cards featuring this die set in Thursday's video. But what I'm thinking is we can just create like a shaker window with this love. This is what I'm thinking. We'll see. Okay, let's try this. See if we like it. Maybe I won't use the U. Maybe I'll just use the love. There's nothing in the rule book that says we have to use them both together. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we go kind of higher up with it at an angle. So we're gonna go like, this is the halfway mark right here. So we're going a little above halfway over, just off center. Just off center. Okay. So we're going to do that, and we're going to die cut this heart opening in our card. That's like I Love Lucy. I love the pretty pink Posh sentiments. They're so dainty. They are. I was just reading the nail polish comments. Now, you can totally use, it's kind of hard to see, but that pattern is on this heart, so you could save that. Oh, look. Look how cute. Looks adorable on that background. We might just get 2 cards out of today after all. Okay, so I'm going to build this up. I did it off center so that we could kind of cheat the sentiment to the right a little bit to fill up some of the space. And then I'm thinking I will grab, this is from last year, This is the Stitched Hearts die set. There's a bunch of different hearts in here, but there is like this heart and this heart, which both have stitched outlines. Maybe, you know, in fact, I'm going to cut it out of Nectar. So maybe I don't even need to die cut this one because I had shoved it in here from last year. But there's also this one, which fell out of my packaging. So I'm going to die cut these from the Nectar cardstock, and then we'll have a couple of hearts to kind of scatter around our card. So this one has stitched stripes, and this one has the double stitching around the edge. Okay, so let's die cut those. And I forgot, you know what I forgot? I forgot, hi Stephanie. Elle says, oh my gosh, Carissa, that's the thing about you. Even when I'm on the losing side of votes, we still get a stunning card no matter what. Thank you so much. I forgot to bring some acetate over to my desk for a shaker card. It's very hard to make a shaker card without acetate. I mean, if you can do it, I guess you could do it with vellum, but then you wouldn't see the shaker bits very much. Let me go grab some acetate. Y'all hang out, chat amongst yourselves. It'll only take me a second because I know where it's at and I know which one I want to use, and I need to link it after we're done here. It is the Pink Fresh Studio acetate. It's so good. Such a nice heavyweight, and it comes with a protective film on either side, which some may think is annoying. I think it's genius. You can heat emboss on this, so you can use some Versamark ink and do a little heat embossing. I think it's wonderful acetate. Great heavyweight. But you do have to remember to take off the protective films before you adhere it to your project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm using the very reliable method of just holding it with my thumb to show me where. I'm going to keep this piece because it's good acetate and we don't want to lose that. We can use that for like to create a little standoff or something. Mrs. Whitlock says, I just got a mini Empress machine and I love it. I made the full-size machine. If you love the mini Empress, you will love the full size. And I'm going to tell you this honestly, I have both, and maybe they've made some changes, but my full size cuts so much better than my mini. It really does. So I don't know what it is. There's something about the plates I feel like on the mini that just are not, I don't know. Anyway, let's grab some strong double-sided adhesive to adhere this. Now you could use a liquid glue on the back of this, but we're going to do something fast and permanent. So we're going to use a strong tape. So we're just going to kind of surround our window to hold our acetate on the back side of our card front. And this is going to go edge to edge on our card base, which we could trim it down a little bit, and maybe we will give it just a little bit of a kind of a matte. I have the full-size Empress and love it, says Stephanie. Yeah, I do love mine. I did a live stream unboxing the Empress Elite a while back. It was one of my most popular videos from last year. And I've bought all of the Empress machines with my own money. I'm not sponsored. They haven't given them to me or anything like that. And I have purchased 3 of the machines. And I'll tell you why I purchased the second one in the first place. The third one was the Elite, so it was different. And I wanted to see, you know, what the deal was. That was curiosity. But the second one I bought because someone said, your Empress is making a weird sound. Like it was working just fine, but someone thought maybe it was making a hideous sound. And then I was like, maybe something's wrong with it. So I got a second one to replace it after I had used it for quite a long time and done quite a bit of kitting with it. And I don't know, it didn't sound that different to me. So now I have one over there on the opposite side of my workstation. The reason is that sometimes I have my daughter come in here and do some die cutting for me. And so she can work on that side of the desk. I pay her to do it. Nice job, huh? She can work on that side of the desk and I can still be working on my things without her being in my way. So now I have the acetate here. And before I go any further, oh, Mindy's here. Hey, girl. I haven't like chatted with you in forever. Hope you're doing well. So now I'm going to take and I'm just going to trim down like 1/8 of an inch off of each side. Probably could have done it before, but you know, I like to do things way out of order. Makes it way more fun to do it out of order, right? Okay, so that's 1/8. And I'm just kind of eyeballing 1/8. I mean, quite honestly, let's do that. A little harder on the side because we have that acetate that we're cutting through. So, you know, probably would have been smart to do it before, but I did not. Okay, that will give me at least a little like trim on my card front. I'm coming up for air, says Mindy. Well, we're glad that you are coming up for air. I can't get over mine. I'm going to get the bigger one. Are we talking about the Empress still? The bigger one? I'm assuming. Yeah, it's a good machine. Okay, so these little banners are kind of cool because they have the little stitched lines. So you can just fold the top one, you're gonna fold it back and you're just gonna kind of do a zigzag fold to kind of give these dimension, only if you want. So just like that. I love me a good little banner. I feel like this takes me back to my early crafting eras. Banners were all the rage then. Happy New Year. Hi, Paulina. Hello, Paulina. I didn't even know if you would make it today. Thanks for stopping in. I'm so glad you're here. We're mixing and matching some old and new products, Paulina. I have some XOXO background cover plate here, along with stitched hearts. And we're just kind of bringing in and we're making a shaker card because you can't go wrong with a shaker. But I showed earlier, I'm just updating Paulina on where we're at, how you could create the stamped background. And now I have 2 pieces and we may have to make like a second simple card. I mean, I already have the pieces. I pretty much just need a sentiment and that, look at that. I mean, that card's almost done. It just built itself, right? So we may end up doing 2 cards. We'll see. We will see. I should stop talking and work faster and then we totally can. A banner makes a sentiment extra. I agree. And I'm all about extra. I think that extra is one of my strong suits. I was wondering if the small plates would work with the large machine. Yes, the small plates will work with the large Empress machine. However, I do find, and this is one of the things that I was mentioning earlier, no matter what, when I am using the smaller plates, I have to use the metal shim in there to get a good cut. With my larger plates or my standard size plates, I don't feel like I have to do that. So it's just one of those things. And I do have the smaller plates out here to use them in the large machine. And I find I just reach for the standard ones all the time because I can cut a lot more. However, if you're limited on space, I do still think the small machine is good. I love it for travel. I've taken it to like a card making retreat before in my suitcase and used it all weekend and had great results with it. So if that's what's in your budget, then I think it's still a good machine. Okay, so foam adhesive, because we are building a shaker card, because how can we resist all of the sparkle and goodness? Oh, by the way, I linked, I don't have these, but as I was looking at the new Pretty Pink Posh release, there are new shaker clay pieces that are X's and O's. They are so cute. I linked them below. I don't have them, but I linked them below and you guys should totally check them out. They're super cute. Tina's here. Good afternoon, Carissa and everyone. Joining late due to my daytime job. I know, but we're glad you're here, Tina. Late or on time, it doesn't matter. We love our crafty friends popping in and saying, hey. And even if you're watching on the replay, no shame in that. I totally get that we all have lives outside of this fabulous crafting hobby that we have. And sometimes things prevent us from being where we really want to be. But good thing we can always watch on the replay. Speaking of which, Friday, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to use a phrase that my grandma used to say, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I'm going to be out of town meeting Theodore finally. Paulina says, I know how much you love your sparkling clear products, so I opted not to send you the clay. It's totally okay, Paulina. I get it. I totally get it. You know, sometimes with the clay, I feel like locked into a color palette, but always with sparkling clear. I know I can use them with anything and they're beautiful, but I did pull out some older shaker beads. I'm not sure how they're going to look, and some older like mini hearts. I might do a little mix of things today. So it's hard to know, like, you know, I bet you it's hard to predict what everybody's going to love. So this is ridiculous. I should have used larger pieces of foam and just had that. I wonder how this would look over this. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we may have to stamp that background again. I'm thinking just something super simple like this on this first one with the hearts popped up and our shaker, just like that, shaker stuff. And then I'm thinking we do this with a little love on this one. We'll do the love instead of the U. But I love the idea of that black and white behind here. So we're gonna make a card with both things, stamped and die cut background. Do you guys feel okay about that? I took a nap and didn't see you were live until waking up just now. What a wonderful wake up call. Okay, let's make this 3 3/4. Probably 4 inches would be enough for the shaker backer. Yeah, totally. And then we don't have to stamp as much. Okay, so is my stamp still on the block? It surely is. Thank you, Lord, because that makes it a lot faster. So we're gonna stamp this background real quick. It's still on the block at the same angle, so all I'm gonna do is do this again. I'm gonna stamp the background, keeping those lines parallel with the card edge, and I should be able to build this pattern really easily again. Again, we're just mixing and matching some older and newer products, just breathing some new life into our older products with our newer products. Makes it nice like that, right? Keeping that parallel. And this may take just a little bit of practice, but be patient with yourself because it really does build the pattern quite quickly, as you're going to see. As long as I keep those lines parallel, then all I need to do is move up and down and side to side. Okay? Up and down, side to side. Let's see, where would we go here? Let's go there. Gorgeous colors. Well, thank you. I went, where did I go? I found this palette that I saw originally had some like lime green in it as well. And I decided to drop the lime green for today's project, but it would be a great spring palette that's easy to use. Keeping that line parallel to the edge of my card front, even though it's lifting up and moving around, parallel lines to the side. And I'm thinking that's probably enough. Sure is. Okay, so I don't need to stamp anymore. Let's not risk messing it up. I'm gonna pick this up and we're gonna clean up my work surface. Oh, look at that. Sherry says that she purchased the gingerbread shaker for Christmas and her cards were a major hit. You know what? There's something about a shaker card. I have some people who watch who do not love shaker cards, but that's okay because we're going to make a second card today that's not a shaker card. I do have some people who are not like the biggest fans of shaker cards, and that's totally fine. I get it. They're kind of bulky. However, shaker cards are a crowd favorite when you bring them out at a party because people are just like enamored by the fact that you have created something so, you know, magical. I used this trick before stamping a pattern and learned it from you. Just adore this technique. It's fast and easy to do. Okay, so let's do this. I feel like we should just heat set this real quick. Just so once we put the shaker bits on top, like nothing smears, you know? They were my first shaker cards. Okay, so if you've been here before, you will know this, but I have a rule for shaker cards because we taught Mr. Glitter how to make a shaker card one time and he made one live. And so the three things that we need for a shaker card are a window, a wall, the back wall, and a well. So an area that's like raised up that can hold shaker bits. So now we have our window right here. We have our wall, which is our back wall that holds the shaker bits in, and we need a well, which we built up by adding foam adhesive to the back. So that's all you need to make a shaker card. I think sometimes we make it a little bit, like a little bit intimidating, but it's just a few little steps. So these are sparkling clear sequins. I think these are all 4mm is what I'm guessing. 4mm. I have some older mini hearts. I had pulled these out, but I don't feel like the red goes with the watermelon that I have, but those are great shaker beads. And you could use this on a black and white card like this, and those would look great. Okay, so these are some mini hearts. We're gonna sprinkle those in there too, because why not? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the adhesive backer off of the areas surrounding the area where my window is. So not all of them, but most of them. Okay, and then I'm just gonna lay this down over the top of that area. Now the key to doing this is when you're building your shaker window or your shaker area bottom up like we're doing here, you wanna make sure that you don't have anything piled up too high. You wanna kind of smash down the pile, make sure it's gonna be within your opening or your window so you're not putting your foam adhesive on top of your elements, but you wanna smash it down so that nothing gets stuck when you put your card front over the top. And then all I'm gonna do, I might need to take this guy off. I'm looking at where my shaker bits are. I'm seeing an issue. So I'm just gonna take this piece off here. And I am going to reposition that over the top and just press it down. Just like that. I'm going to seal it up, okay? And make sure we're pressed in all the way around, okay? So everything, no shaker bits, no guts flying out. And now, how cute is that? I love the black and the white and the silver with that watermelon color. Okay, that was easy, right? Now, all we need to do is take our little love sentiment. We're going to use some liquid glue to place it on our banner. This is the Basic Banners 2 that I've die cut from some Tidepool. And I'm going to just basically... Now, I will show you on Thursday's video, the pre-recorded video that's coming up, how to use this with like the shadow die, the love with the shadow die. But today we're just going to use it on a banner because it's so cute. I'm loving these cards. Love it. Thank you. Carissa does it again. You're so sweet. You're all very, very sweet. I love you. You guys are one of my favorite parts of my week. Just coming on here and hanging out, crafting together. Hopefully, teaching you a couple of things, inspiring you. That's the goal. Inspiration, joy, and light. That's the goal when you leave here. Right? Little joy, little light, little inspiration, and some chat with crafty friends. Question, do you ever add some glitter in addition to the shaker bits? If I do add glitter, I'm trying to think if okay, here's the deal with glitter in a shaker window. It will most likely like static cling to this acetate. I just don't know that there's any way to like keep it from doing that. If you're good with that, then that's fine. If I did use any sort of glitter in my shaker window, I would probably opt for a chunky glitter, just so that it has more likelihood of not running out of seams. And so if I was going to use glitter, I don't know that I probably have at some point. It is not my first choice. Confetti, sequins, always probably my first choice. Okay, I love this. How cute is this? And I'm not even using something that I thought I would use. Let's put a second layer of foam adhesive on, excuse me, the back left side of this banner, because I'm thinking we overlap it over the top of this popped up heart, just like this. Okay, love, might as well just, here's the deal with this heart. You don't want to put the banner too far over it because you want to see the second, like, hump. I don't know. There's no better word for that than heart of the heart, the second peak of the heart, the second area. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, right? You want to see that there is definitely like two raised areas. I might switch these. I might put the stitched one down here and put the more plain one on the top. Rock candy. Oh, wash the acetate first. Now you are super committed. Someone said my biggest problem with creating shakers is too much or too little bits in the shaker. I would say always go with too much rather than too little. That's just my vote, because it's shiny and fabulous, right? Okay, so I'm thinking like this. And then we put this guy more up towards, I don't know, maybe we want it here. Maybe we want them all grouped together like a big, happy family. Let's see. Do you see how when you get this heart too far down in there, it doesn't look like a heart anymore? So that's why you got to be careful that you're making sure you can see all the heart parts. All the heart parts. I don't know. I feel like I like it here, but also, I don't know. We're going to think about that one for a minute. This is essentially done. Like, we basically have to put it on a card base, which it would be super cute on a craft card base. There's something about Valentine's Day and craft. I mean, I don't feel like you could go wrong. Now for this card, I'm going to use that banner. I'm going to die cut another love because why not? And I think what we'll do is do a little blending on the hearts to change heart chambers. Thank you. That's a great word. And one that as a nurse, I should have thought of. I did even wipe down the acetate with alcohol. I just feel like sometimes static is one of those things that happens with a shaker. And I just don't, there are certain things that for whatever reason even as with type A that I can just get over. And I think that that's just one of those things that I just allow myself to get over. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of things that I can allow myself to get over. But for whatever reason, that's one of them. Let's go ahead and fold our banner back and forth, back, forward, cute, liquid glue. Did I leave the lid off too long? Did I leave the pin out for too long? No, we're good. We're moving, we're shaking. I can't believe we've already created essentially 2 cards. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And we've stamped 2 background. Jessica. Ah, that is so funny. That is so funny. I'm not going to repeat that. You can watch it on the live screen or on the live chat replay. I do have that turned on to where YouTube will put it in there, but that was so funny. It was definitely a Black Eyed Peas reference. I know. I thought of that when I said it too. Okay, so for these, let's do a little blending. Let's do a tiny bit of watermelon on the nectar heart. Just a little. Not going to get carried away. I tell myself that, and then, you know, I do tend to be a little extra. Okay, let's do that. And then let's do poppy on the watermelon. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Poppy on watermelon? Yes, poppy on watermelon. It looks great. Vicky, thank you so much. Vicky says, don't forget to give Carissa a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you being here, watching, giving me a thumbs up, leaving comments, whatever that might be. I appreciate you guys. We're going to have a good year. I just refuse to believe anything different. It's going to be a good year. We're just getting started. Okay, I'm going to wipe up with a wipey, and then with a dry cloth, we have just a little bit of shading that we can do on there. I'm going to dry it with my sleeve. The banner is perfect. And look at that. I mean, you don't even need anything else. I'm going to do foam, but don't really need. What is the glass board size you were working on? Do you remember? The glass board is linked in the YouTube description and in the visual supply list. It is from the Glass Board Studio. It is an 18 by 24. They have now like card alignment grids in the center. It's not the exact one that I have. The markings are different now, but it is an 18 by 24 white Glass Board Studio, and it does have the metal backer to make magnets stick to it. It itself is not a magnet. This is not a magnet, because if it was, my scissors would never come off the top. But it is, magnets do stick to it. So I use like these large magnets on the surface, and I love them. Kind of helps. It's like having an extra hand every now and then. And there is a discount code. If you use Carissa 15, you can save 15% off of your order. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I love it with this black and white background. Stunner. The black and white is just, I'm so glad we did that. So glad. We combined stamped and die cut because we couldn't decide which way to go. Well, you guys decided, and then I decided to zhuzh it up a little. I actually like the original glass mat design better than their new ones. That's from Mindy. If you email them, I mean, if they got enough emails, they may bring this design back. It just does not have a ton of markings in the center. The new ones have like the outlines for cards and like A2 size cards and stuff like that. So there's 2 cards so far. I'm thinking we will put this one on foam adhesive. So let's just trim down a panel. I need to put this video on my list of things to record this week. The new updated foam panel video. Gosh, I am so thirsty. I had some Chex Mix shortly before I went live, which is a terrible lunch, but I had been running around. Anyway, and now I'm super thirsty because it's like very salty, you know? Look at this. OMG. I love the simplicity of this. I love the black and white and these colors, but I love this for all the shine. Okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and make card bases out of these because they're just sheets of cardstock right now. You guys, it's only been an hour and we are 2 cards deep. Can you even believe it? I'm going to score these at 4 1/4, the craft cardstock, to make 2 A2 size card bases. And I'm going to use, sorry. Okay, I'm going to use my bone folder to make a nice tight crease on the edge of that. Just like that. Now I could mat this, but I actually just love the simplicity of this. I love that it's graphic and it's kind of modern, but it's got the cutesy for Valentine's Day. And then this one will go here, just like this, okay? So let's go ahead. Now on this one, remember we put the backer on already. So what we need to do is we need to remove the backer from the rest of the foam adhesive, and then we need to put some sort of adhesive on the back of the backer. So we'll just do liquid glue. Not always my first choice when it comes to something like this, but it's like out and on my desk, and so we're gonna do it. I'm not gonna put too much because I don't want to do warping. I don't want to get warped. Craft cardstock is great. Okay, I love it. Pink Paper and Things says, I knew it. I believe I knew you could do 2 cards. They just fell into place so easily. And when they do that, you gotta just go with it. When the inspiration hits, you got to ride the inspiration wave. You know what I'm saying? Question, did you select craft cardstock instead of colored card? Why? Because I love craft cardstock for Valentine's cards. I don't know why. I feel like craft cardstock bases for Valentine's cards and for Christmas cards are so much fun. It gives it that homespun feel. And I think it's just a nice little touch. You could totally do white or the watermelon or the nectar or the Tidepool. You could do any of those. But for whatever reason, I'm in my craft cardstock era. Okay, one more thing that I think we could do. I'm not sure I love this guy here, and I have not put him down completely. So we may play with that just a little. I don't know. Maybe we don't even need to. I don't know. I kind of like to, but I don't know. Maybe this guy should have been a little more tilted like that. And that guy's a little, I don't know. I'm having problems with these hearts over here. They're being unruly. Okay. Maybe tilt this one a little more. Tilt this one up. Okay, we're gonna leave it for just a second. We're gonna marinate on it. Now, when I get stuck on something and I'm like, I don't know what I wanna do, I work on something else. That is my rule. If I don't know, I don't know. And so I walk away for just a second. You like it with just the two like that? We could do that. It's the options are endless. Okay, I'm gonna try something. This is the XOXO die. This is from the box of chocolates. Remember we talked about that. Don't just look at it as a box of chocolate. There's a lot of fun, like, extras in there. There's like a bow, the little chocolates. There's these fun sentiments. I'm gonna die cut one out of black cardstock, trim it into a banner, and we're gonna see if we like the addition of it. I especially like black and whites of the stamp background with the craft. I do too. It looks good. It looks good. Okay, so my thought was actually, wow, that's a lot of warping on this cardstock. My thought was we could probably not use those, but use this in a different way. So I'm thinking we take this and we do this. I think my dogs are home. And then we do this. We do that. Needs to go trim down just a little bit more, but it could totally be an additional little element on the card. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, let's trim this with scissors. I'm not opposed to it. What do you guys think? Do we like the addition of the black piece? Other heart behind, maybe. Maybe we need to bring it up here. I don't know. Maybe we bring it like this. I don't know. Jessica says, OMG, I love it. Okay, I'm going to take a poll because I feel like this is going to be super polarizing. I know how you guys are. So we're going to take a poll. This is where we are at. We could totally make one for here too, which I think would be fun. But we would totally move this heart. I hear the pitter patter of little doggy paws. Okay. So we could put something like that on both of them for that pop of black without the black. I like the black. Please leave only one heart, you guys. I don't know if I like the black. Yes, it ties the black background. Okay, well, I think we go with the black on this one and we put it here. I think that looks adorable. It doesn't bother me that it's not trimmed perfectly. I think it's totally fine. I think we leave this one without the black and we play with this heart just a little bit more and see if maybe we like it somewhere else. I'm just not, I don't know, maybe there. I feel like maybe I like it most there. I like the black and one heart. Keyboard time. Okay, I'm just gonna, like, you guys are all already weighing in here, so I'm gonna do black here. I'm not gonna do black here. We're gonna sprinkle some sparkling clear, and I think we're gonna be like golden. How do you guys feel about that? Can we live with that? All right, I think we're gonna do it. Everybody wants me to take the second heart off. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we're gonna just take this little bit of liquid glue. We're gonna stick it up underneath the banner, just like that. I love the little bit of black on here. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's another way that you could use the sentiment. You could use the actual letters of it, or you could use like a knockout version. Would it help you guys? I'm not mad about that. You're the boss. Okay, I'm thinking this might help you guys. Thinking you would like to have the O's, the middle of the O's in place. Now, what we could have done, maybe to make this a little bit more cohesive, I'm thinking I could have backed it with vellum. I don't think I like the O's in the middle. I think I like it just like that. Okay, we're gonna leave this second heart off, but we are, you know it. Oh, I like that better without the centers. I can always count on you all to have opinions, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with sharing all of your opinions. I really am. It doesn't offend me. I feel like overall you guys generally like the direction I go, even if it's not what you chose. I am missing, I don't know what I did with them, my sparkling clear confetti or my sequin mix, because I only have those 4mm ones over there. Okay, I'm digging in the embelly drawer. I had a bag out here the other day. Okay, sparkling clear confetti. Right here. I love the black XOXO on there. I do too. I love that pop of black. I'm digging the black thing, like the pop of black lately. Like I had one on my card the other day that I shared, and I think it just gave it, there's something about it sometimes, you know, that just really gives it a polished look. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm gonna do that. Have a few over there. I'm gonna do a few sequins over here, and we are gonna be done. 2 cards, a little over an hour. 2 stamped backgrounds, a shaker card. I mean, come on. We did it, you guys. That was a productive, crafty session, if I do say so myself. And it won't take long to put these down and have them kind of sprinkle down through our elements. That's kind of what I like to do. I kind of like to have them trail down through the elements and create a fun little sparkle pattern. This guy needs to move down. Okay. Love them. Fabulous. Oh, I'm so glad you guys love them. And I think it was fun that we used some brand new products with some previously released products. And I believe I have them linked. I don't think I pulled in anything that I hadn't linked. So I think we're good. If you're looking for links, they're down in the YouTube description below. Be sure that you are subscribed. Because seriously, this week, last week, this week, there's a lot going on. Hang out with me on Instagram. You can message me over there. You can follow along kind of in some of my personal moments with my dogs and all of that. And I hope you'll follow me there. I have that linked in the YouTube description below. And the mug shop is open if you guys are looking for a customized mug. All those things in the YouTube description below. Okay, I think that we did it. I love this color palette. It may not be like the most masculine of color palettes. We did that the other day, but there's something about it with this black and white background that is just absolutely beautiful. So here we have, this is actually card number 2. Isn't that fun? I love that. And then card number 1, our shaker card with that fabulous stamped background. So much fun. Did you guys have a great time? Did you learn something? Were you inspired? Did you find a little joy and a little light? I was never much for Valentine's Day, but I love these because with these colors, oh man, it jumped. I will make some. I am just sick of all that red. Yeah, these are fun, kind of alternative colors for Valentine's. No to the black. Beautiful. I love both equally. I will rewatch the beginning. Thank you so much. Sydney says, yes, you've done it again. They're stunning. Well, thank you all so much. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I am so glad you're here. You guys all make it so much fun. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to leave me a comment below. Let me know which of these 2 cards is your favorite. I had not come on expecting to make 2 cards, but we're only an hour and 15 in, and man, I feel like they turned out great. Simple but beautiful, and a fun black and white color palette or black and white background that just really makes those colors pop. Like I said, be sure you're subscribed here. There's lots coming up. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, subscribe, and until next time, I'll be live on Thursday at 1 p.m. But until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.